Do have internet on the first try, God bless. And then I'm going to start pulling up the lists that we are working with today. But I don't want to open these too early. I'm going to read some primers by myself. Alright, arson and tax evasion. Solid 8. That is a brave title to put down. With the guy who hates the 1 to 10. What happens when an entire deck that's almost half creatures has a printed power of 34? Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's horrifying. I don't like that one bit at all. Jordan Hicks, welcome to the stream. Big Man, welcome to the stream as well. My sound settings are wrong. So now we're all going to get our ears blown out for a minute. There we go. That's probably correct. There's no way that's not correct. We're going to put the headphones on. What's up, everyone? Thank you for coming to today's stream. Today we are going back to our Commander deck roasts, which are fulfilled as part of my Patreon. I'm on YouTube and Twitch, and a lot of my stream-specific commands happen on Twitch. So if you do want to support me as effectively as possible, I would recommend heading over to twitch.tv/Maldhound. If you don't, thank you for watching me, period. Calamity, welcome back. Lighthouse, welcome back. Dunalander, thank you, Manny. So we're going to give it a few minutes to let any of the people that bought the roasts get to the stream on time. I was a little bit behind schedule today because I had an issue with my camera. But first up is going to be Sundered Dragon with a mono red deck. And they said this is arson and tax evasion in mono red. And I would just want to say before we look at the list, I'm going to record this so we can cut it up for people. I just want to say before we get into this actual deck, I have full faith that mono red can commit arson. I'm not sure about their ability to evade taxes because I don't think they make enough money to get taxed unless you resolve like Jeska's Will or you're copying a ritual. Like you're just too broke to need tax evasion. OBS is also crashing. That's phenomenal. Oh, my bad, goats. My entire computer is crashing. That's much better. Alright, are we gonna work? Please? Okay, the recording's not gonna work. So we gotta mess with that a little bit. Oh God. That's so good. Alright, give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, okay, Sundered, you are here. So I'm going to correct the latest and greatest technical difficulty, and then we're going to get into your roast. But anyway, you're a broke bitch, and your deck can't evade taxes. Oh, good, you do have a primer. Maybe I should have hit safely eject, but why would you pull out safely? Where are my I love me when my computer tells me there's been a critical error and won't let me address the critical error. Luxury, thank you so much. So Dragonox, a primer is a little paragraph you write giving people advice on how the deck should be played. It's memed very often at the CEDH level because at the CEDH level, you know, primers are really helpful, but people will write their primers. We might be so back. Okay, so this is getting cut up. This is getting cut up from a VOD. This is not getting recorded separately because attempting to use my alternate hard drive, attempting to use my alternate hard drive just causes me to perish. Okay, so arson and tax evasion. My camera's a little bit fucked up. Let's fix that. Last but not least, arson and tax evasion. I wanted to learn how to play the game and figured a monocolored deck of each color would help. That's not true. So I picked a theme that I thought each color was good at. That's a good idea. For red, the choice was easy. Arson and tax evasion. I mean, again, yes, arson. What are we talking about? Why not cash it for free and burn people while I do it? Immediately, this screams to me, I don't understand how Braids of Fire actually works and thinks I can use, and I think I can use it in main phase. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say right off the bat. Is if you're like, wow, mono red, really good at cheating on their taxes, I assume you don't know how Braids of Fire works. But they may have some hot tech. Do I win? No. Is it because I spread damage out evenly according to the highest health total? Maybe. Can I do 40 plus damage in one turn after 6 turns of doing nothing? Yikes, I don't know if I should be proud of that last bit. No, you should be. Everybody loves a good villain speech. Everybody loves a little panache and anticipation. You should always be proud of that. But that does tell me you're storing mana somehow. So, Levon, Cultist of Tiamat. When you cast a non-creature spell, target creature gets fire breathing, where you breathe as much fire as the thing cost, and then casting from exile deals more damage. So that makes sense. But now I'm kind of 17 sorceries. All right. So we're expecting a lot of exile casting. And then we're expecting, let me see if they got tags. Okay, they do have tags. Enablers, payout, ramp. 34 is, you're at the end of reasonable, but you're still in reasonable. I trust you. I definitely trust you on 34. And then, honestly, going away from tags, 17 creatures immediately concerns me when your commander is a damage buff. You going like, creatures? Don't need them. That is instantly concerning, but you have said the deck doesn't win. Alright, so we have Mana Chandra and Exile Chandra. That feels like it works. Burning Prophet. So Scry 1. I mean, this is just, I guess, make a treasure. Give Cascade. Cast from Exile. This is tax evasion. This one's fucked up and bad. I love Flaming Tyrannosaurus. I have recommended this to many decks. I'm going to put it in my Prosper deck. This is just a big, silly guy. And if you have any problems with him, fuck you. Get better. And now I'm understanding the tax evasion portion. Gutter Snipe. Alright, we're making sense. Oh, fuck you, but makes sense. Well, it's a shaman. It is, so you can hit so hard. Okay, another exile effect. Exile without paying its mana cost. Copy. Alright, okay. You're living up to the tax evasion allegations a little bit. Noise Marine. That art looks badass. Okay, so this is like minor storm payoff, because when it deals ETB is deal damage equal to spells cast this turn. Plarg and Nasari. Alright, more tax cheating. Stormkiln is basically tax cheating because it's so good. Zorn, alright, I get you. Treason, Blast Act, Call Forth the Tempest. So this is a board wipe. Chandra's Ignition. This is the first the first good out we have seen is Chandra's Ignition after you maybe plus X something to fucking a million. Then Brass's Tunnel Grinder. I'm presuming we're doing this just for Discover. Chameel. This is the most commander pilled deck I have ever seen. If we're going with Chameel, I get Uncounterable, and I realize you're probably doing this for the Discover 5 trigger because you've got Passionate Archaeologist, but my god. Creative Technique, that makes sense to me. Dance with Calamity, this is funny. Why am I slanted? I have, I don't know why I'm slanted, hold on. I think it's because I can minorly slant my camera, and also my back is really fucked up, and so I lean over sometimes. All right, let me cook internally for a minute. If a streamer is straight, it's cringe. That's true. I'm trying to overcome my otherwise debilitating straightness by being a little crooked on the camera. Cheater shit. What the hell is this? We're going back to combat damage for one moment. Yeah, this is all good. Well, that's not good ramp, but I get... We cannot be doing this. We cannot be saying flick a coin with no spell copiers is good ramp. Do we even have... What is this? Ramp because I have Stormkiln in the deck? Flick a coin at your Witcher? Yeah, just fucking right in the goddamn eyeball. Make more treasure. Alright. Make more treasure. Sure, the mirror makes sense. Reign of Riches makes sense. It is just a funny card. Ruby Medallion. Seize the Spoils. I'll say okay for the treasure. Seize the Spotlight is hot as shit. This person is running a lot of cards that I run in my Prosper deck, and I do love it very much. Definitely cut Soul Ring. I love Sticky Fingers. Windfall's good. Zorn is good. Abrade, Warp, Lightning Bolt, Surge. Commander's Plate. And then a sideboard of stuff that isn't actually in here. Okay, so I'll tell you, first of all, I'll tell you what I like about this deck. And what I like about this deck is that no matter what, something is happening. You are probably not doing anything threatening for the first turn. Hell, the first 2 turns. Hell, maybe the first 5 turns. It's going to take you a very long time before you do a goddamn thing. So I imagine you are either currently or training to be a prodigious master of the Little Bean strategy. And I will give you points because Little Beaning, it is a quality I am attempting to snuff out within myself because it is annoying as fuck to get Pity Mercy from the table only to then explode into winning the game. However, I have absolute faith you are not winning this goddamn game if you play this deck. And I like it. I like people I like people that are moving the game forward with no guarantee that it's going to move the game forward only in the direction of them winning. Too many people attempt to Little Bean such that they will only cease Little Beaning when victory is guaranteed. It looks like this deck is Little Beaning to light the whole house on fire, and whatever happens, happens. I'm also hearing the roast command isn't working right, so I'm going to try to fix that real quick, and then I will continue to lighting you the fuck up. I will tell you, the background is Passionate Archaeologist, Joe Salsa. I will tell you right now, you are definitely fucking up with a couple cards that you should put in. So I'm going to find those on Scryfall after I try to fix the roast command. Oh, Cloudbot was just fucking off for no reason. There we go. Alright, commands are back on Twitch. We also had Bowser. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Good evening, Mald. I was watching last night's stream today. Heard you say one of your favorite characters was Sean Spencer. Flick a coin is not great ramp. You're wrong as hell, but you're right about Sean Spencer. And Spencer, thank you for the $5 super chat. Oh, you're the Bartolome player. I mean, thank you for coming to Command Fest and giving me the opportunity to play with you, man. I appreciated it. It was a good time. Alright. So it's not Phyrexian Vault you need. But I believe if you are going to have... You look like you have a backup Voltron strategy that you are not totally willing to commit to. And whether or not you fully commit to it, at least one card in your deck can immediately be cut for the Spell Slinger Shiv, which is what this thing is. Like, you have another thing, I think, that has this exact same effect and doesn't... So having a second copy, because this doesn't even need to go on your commander. This just makes, like, any of the shit you're doing... You don't have a lot of creatures, so there's not a lot of things for it to go on. But hey, look at that. Burning Prophet now swings for lethal. Claws of Valakut. Right, that was the other one that did it. Yeah, and Claws of Valakut is a worse version of this because you are probably going to have... no, that's not true. Claws of Valakut is probably going to make your thing bigger, but Claws of Valakut goes away as soon as they shoot the thing in the chest. And as soon as you give something +10, +0, and first strike, they are putting 2 rounds in the chest. So I would instantly cut Flick a Coin and put in Runechanter's Pike. Like, we can be a little silly. We cannot be this fucking silly. I don't know if I saw Into the Time Vortex. Just Cascade. Just fuck this spell. May I please have literally any other spell? I do like that. Oh, I must have missed a whole, like, section on the tag. Okay, potential win cons, Arcane Bombardment. I mean, I hope that your game actions speed is on some goddamn... Who's the, like, Zerg Rush? It's not... Now it's all in my brain as Scryfall, but it's that one real-time strategy game they got in Korea where the kids break their hands over it. Like, I need your APM to be up there. Now we got StarCraft. Yeah. I need you to have some goddamn StarCraft hands if you're going to play Arcane Bombardment outside of Arena. I like Chandra's Ignition as an out. I like that you have outs. Too many people, when they try to commit to funny stuff, try to commit to, like, oh, it's only funny and it's only hee-hee if my deck literally can't win the game. You are threading a very good needle here between... I'm not totally committed to winning the game, but I'm committed to somebody winning the game. I think this card does fucking suck, though. This card, I think, does just fucking suck. And I don't think you should play it. I like the deck. You should throw this thing in a dumpster immediately, because there's nothing you... I can understand why you might want to sweep under your commander. I just don't... I mean, from exile... You would... Hold on. I think Imidane is only on a cast trigger, so I don't know that Imidane fits perfectly here. Yeah, instant or sorcery that targets only one. So that, yeah, that doesn't work because you're redirecting it with Passionate Archaeologist. Asasiano Creed, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Welcome to the dog home. Seda, good point. Also, instead of flick a coin, just this guy. Literally everything you want to do right here. You make treasures, you exile stuff. Also, like, you should just look through a fucking Prosper deck and control C, control V, half of the list. What other enablers do we have? I think this guy's kind of a jokester. I think you should keep him just because he looks sick as fuck. At what point do we consider Jessica's Will? I don't think this deck is trying to be... I don't know where this $225 is coming from, but I do not think this deck gives a fuck about spending money. This to me looks like a deck based around the idea of, like... Where's the card that I was like, you owned this and built a deck around? You owned a Goldspan, and everything else was just in a box somewhere. Is what I firmly believe about the rest of this deck. Because there's a few things, right? Like goddamn Commander's Plate. You had a Commander's Plate and a Goldspan Dragon, and you were like, how do I pull that shit together? Because everything else is so far from optimal. Like, it works, right? It works. I'm just saying you've picked two cards that are incredibly good and expensive, and then every other card seems to have been picked from the idea of, I have a budget, except for Chamil. I think your grubby little Commander player hands could not resist spending $20 on Chamil. I think maybe you pulled that, and then everything else you put into Scryfall and bought. But you had Goldspan, or you pulled Goldspan in a Commander's Plate, and you were like, fuck it, we ball. And then you were putting the deck, and you either pulled these two cards or bought one of them, and the rest was just like, sure, man. I'm also certain that we could find more utility lands. Eurokobe, that command only works on Twitch. The deck roasting is a redemption for my Patreon. The 32 best draft sims is going to build your deck right the fuck now. No, I don't want free MTGA packs. Remove land walking. That's kind of funny. I mean, that's just a mono red bounce land. Yeah, hey man, I think I was wrong. I think that all of these suck ass. I originally picked mono red and wanted to do a theme that I liked from the color, which was Cascade and Goad. Had Baloth as the original commander, and realized it was too expensive and I was trying to do too much. Yeah, that does make sense to me. And I think that I do like this as, like, I'm going to spell sling in mono red, and I might hit like a backup Voltron strat. Oh, you do absolutely want Shatter Skull. And then Valakut Awakening. Castle Embereth is like, fine, you're not going wide. What the fuck is mountain number 8? Oh, Vance's Blasting Cannons. You probably want this yesterday. You probably want Vance's Blasting Cannons yesterday. Because if nothing else, you are getting exile casts. How much does this cost? Oh, look at that. It's 34 cents. For real. Get that immediately. And then what else do we just not care about? Like, what else is just not good? This is hilarious. How many times have you decked out? Once? Was this... Sundered, look at me in my eyes. Is this recency bias? Is this recency bias right now? Did somebody get you one time? Why is this in our... why is it in the deck? Explain yourself. Explain yourself why the guy who got you into the game was an elixir of... taught me to put it in every deck. That dude. AT maximum? Life gain doesn't matter. Life gain does... all that matters is that their life totals hit 0 first. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you are gaining life. It only matters that other people are... just for the mill decks, listen, I gotta keep it 100 with you. If you are losing to the mill decks, they earned it. Unless it's Bruvac combo. Bruvac combo players deserve nothing but pain. It's generational trauma. True. The elixir of immortality staple is generational trauma and not... like, here, what's the... if you want mill insurance... you just do Kozilek. Like, oh, it's too powerful. They let you count to 10 in mono red. Kill them. Remove their ribs. Oh, but he's so pricey. I knew how you built that fucking deck. I knew it. Proxy him. Who cares? Sell the rest of the deck. Sell the rest of the deck to get this guy. All you need to do is sell active treason and every other thing. Dr. TNT, the rant redeem cannot be used for cards. I'm glad you brought it up because I'm gonna drop that out right now because I don't want to interrupt the streams. Listen, mono red, you play an Eldrazi, you earned it. Sell the deck, Kozilek 99 wastes. Yeah, think how mill proof you'll be, dude. Nobody will ever mill you out. That's gonna be the last edit we make to yours. I like the deck. I think there's a couple swaps you can make, but I do understand that it looks like this was made on a budget. But do make those swaps immediately. Oh, you bought one for my mono blue deck so I can proxy him and be like, I have a copy? Yeah, drop him in, dog. Alright. We're going to move on to West Revolutions. Nelvana, you were also already, if you're still around, you were also already going last today. If you don't get back by the end, I will move you to Friday. Oh yeah, an Apex of Power. Before we move on, I put that, I think I recommended that to Troper. If he's here, he can confirm. Apex of Power is 100% another win the game spell that is funny. And is another, they let me count to 10, die. Don't let me do that. Don't let me play 10 mountains. You look dumb. There is a good chance that you just exile it anyway, but, you know, who cares about that? Who cares about any of that? Poison Dart Frog should be in here. That's my bad, goats. You should cheat at Magic to put Poison Dart Frog in here. Alright. Solid 8 deck. Protect Myril, make soldiers punch face. Immediately I know you to be a liar. As soon as anybody uses one of the numbers, I know them to be a liar. My soldiers rage. $800. Solid 8. Alright. I already see Anointed Procession. Let's make some other guesses about what's going to be in this solid 8. It's white, Smothering Tithe, Esper Sentinel. I mean, it's always Soul Ring. That doesn't really disqualify where you're trying to put it. But Smothering Tithe, Esper Sentinel, Securitan Squadron, which should be in the deck if it's not already. O'Hare Tak, the fucking Phyrexian guy that doubles your tokens. We also see Adaptive Automaton. I know there is a meat-based board wipe that's like destroy everything above a certain power level. Heliod Walking Ballista combo. Dude, you're so lucky you don't have access to black because I see the Orcish Bowmasters in your heart right now. Oh yeah, Roaming Throne. And we'll see about Elspeth. God damn it.
I hate you.
I hate you so much. Cavern of Souls, real and based. Nobody stops. Nobody stops. Our non-binary parental figure. Command Beacon. We are playing Myrel. Minas Tirith. Alright, Path, Plaza. Rogue's Passage makes sense. You do want to protect them. War Room. Okay. So we'll check if you have tags. We'll check if you have tags, Wes. Anthem Soldiers. Yeah, Adaptive Automaton, Daru. This is a good call. I have never seen this. I live with a token player. And I have never seen this. Although I don't think you play. Do you play soldiers?
Caesar is the first soldier-esque one I've played.
Let me hit you with some dog shit. I don't think it actually works for you because you make soldiers, you don't cast them. Daru Warchief. Soldier spells you control cost 1 less. Soldiers you control get +1/+2.
For how much?
It's 4 mana. So it's expensive in a deck where you're not casting too many.
That's still fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Field Marshal's good. Valiant Veteran is good. If Archivist of Ogma is under your card draw, I feel so sorry for whoever you play against. If you can look me square in my internet eyeballs and be like, yes, Archivist of Ogma regularly draws me cards against my table, rest in piss, dude. Of course, Esper Sentinel. Fireman Commando is cool. I like that as card draw. Mentor of the Meek. I am... Oh, I guess you... Oh, God, that's horrible. Yeah, I was going to say, like, why isn't Welcoming Vampire in here? But it's because once you start swinging with Myrel, you are just holding up mana to draw way more cards than white deserves to. Ooh. Ooh, I don't like that. Not enough card draw? Well, Laura, white doesn't deserve it. So consider that. I mean, Minas Tirith is card draw. It's some of the shittiest card draw I've ever seen. Throne of Eldraine. Yeah, that works. Especially for, like, mono white. Everyone's going to remove my commander on site. These are really... I mean, War Room and Minas Tirith are really half of a card draw spell. Metallic Mimic is good. Baird. Oh, Pillow Fort. Come on. Grand Abol... Another... You have it in the command zone. Okay. This is where we're going to get into the part of the stream where we break down how people's commander... Everybody's first commander deck that moves above what they call a 7 is a direct reflection of the pain they have been caused by their close friend that got them into Magic the Gathering. And it looks to me like whoever got them into Magic the Gathering is either a very responsible blue player or the angriest fucking black player that I have ever seen and just shot them with interaction every time they resolve a goddamn thing. I mean, Cavern of Souls, same thing. This would be like, you do this anytime you do a Typal deck, so that makes sense. Bastion Indestructible, okay. You play Commander with gangsters who are just spinning the block on Myrel every time. Wait, 17 protection spells? Who hurt you? Specifically, who hurt you 17 times? Or I guess 16, because the 17th stops it. Gotta keep them safe. Alright, we've got Boromir, Commander's Plate, Everybody Lives, Flawless Maneuver. I mean, in lore doesn't work. Galadriel's Dismissal, Giver of Runes, Lightning Greaves, Coat, Mother of Runes, Reconnaissance. Who blew you out with Settle the Wreckage? That you want to remove your attacking creature from combat. He was targeted every game? Good, he deserves to be. Myryl's fucked up. Robe of Stars? In fucking Myral? Alright, Surge of Salvation. Sword of Wealth and Power. I mean, this thing's just hot as shit. This thing's just hot as shit. Tef Pro for sure. Ramp, I hate this card. I hate this card. Nobody plays responsibly around it, and they should. Sure, Extraplanar Lens is good. Keeper of the Accord's good. Cut Soul Ring. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Hey, look at that. Honestly, I respect your restraint in not including Divine Visitation, or I would if I didn't know that you only did it to make your Soldier Anthem still work. Ballyrush Banneret. Is this all just... How many times does Myral die? Holy shit. You're putting them through, like, the most evil time loop in existence. Okay, you are literally 2 pieces of interaction. You're just stroking their plowshares. Call the Copper Coats. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, like, anti-token response. This is horrible. This is horrible. We cannot... You cannot show me an $800 deck and show me Resolute Reinforcements in the same fucking deck. I understand it's a soldier. Truly, I do not care. We cannot have a 2-mana 1/1 inside this goddamn deck. And Joshua Sager just called it out. Where's it at? Where's it at, bro? Okay, 2 mana, 2 1/1s. Big fucking deal. Get rid of it. Get rid of it yesterday. Do not... Patrick Finney, me when I get you. Do not suggest Drannith Magistrate. Not for a moment. Master Tactician's good. Selfless Squire is good. You have Lapse of Certainty. And not man. This is just Mana Tithe, but less funny. Reap the Wicked? Okay. Oh, let me check if this person, if Wes wanted edits. Okay, yes, they do. All right, let's... So, Wes, I understand... I don't think this is a deck, Wes. I think what you have here is a living catalog of you being bullied while you try to play Army Men with your 3 closest friends. And we can fix that. Oh, sorry, win cons. Akroma's Will, Cathar's Crusade, Coat of Arms, Dismissal, sure, just drop everyone. Mirror Entity, Throne of the God Pharaoh, True Conviction. Yeah, hey, these work. The deck is still a trauma response. And we're going to bring it down. And we're going to put some good cards in for you. And we're going to make it all the way better. For what you're trying to do, I get it. But there's things like Giver of Runes where unless you get this really early, this kind of sucks. And you could have something like Flowering of the White Tree, which is a minor amount of protection. You could have something like Horn of Gondor, which is going to make you way more... Let's see, does Myral make human soldiers? No, these are artifacts. But you will have very quickly a critical mass of these. Someone else is calling out Captain of the Watch. To see Skyrat, thank you very much for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Welcome to Dog Heaven, my friend. 6 mana, Vigilance, farts out 3. This is... I refuse to believe that in a deck with this much protection and interaction, that your table is moving quickly enough that you want Resolute Reinforcements more than you want Captain of the Watch. Frankly. I do like Metallic Mimic. I am gonna poop your pants with this next card. Okay. Maybe it's Securitron. There it is. This guy. This guy's your new best friend forever. New best friend forever and ever. 2 mana. Your creature tokens enter with +1/+1. And you can squat it. So no matter how late in the game you draw it, you can make more. And then all your creature tokens enter with more and more and more 1/1 counters. I understand that this is not a soldier in and of itself, but its effect is so good that it is worth including regardless. Calamity, quick question. For those who have submitted, how do you know it was actually submitted? If you should have received an email. Let's see. Homemade Calamity. You are on the April 26th list. Please check the Gmail that you gave on the form and see if you've gotten your email or not. But this is really someone that has been hurt just so bad. And I understand that you are trying to stay in soldiers. I'm not sure if we can stay in soldiers at the cost of just playing really bad cards. Is the Astartes Warrior with squad in the deck? I don't know which card that is. Ultramarines Honor Guard. We'll just do Honor Guard and see if that pulls it up. These are a lot of these. Okay. I don't know that this one is quite as good. I don't know that this one is quite as strong because it's just a banner, and banners are more ephemeral than giving things counters. Because if you just have an anthem, especially an anthem that's on a creature, as soon as somebody shoots this in the chest, all your creatures are bad again. But if your creatures are entering with +1/+1 counters, it locks people into needing to board wipe to shut you down. Which is why I would say Securitron Squadron. Yeah, more anthems is good, but again, this deck is full, and you are at, like, the limit. Like, I also now understand a little bit better why you need so much protection, because this is the most irresponsible land base I have seen in a deck that expects to be cyberbullied. Like, you are 33 lands in a deck where it's, they're gonna kill me, is tough. You could, I mean, the medallions are all just really good. Veteran Soldier would go a long way. This could be cool. That could be pretty neat. I mean, you probably lose these. Oh, it's 37 lands. Never mind. You're good. Okay, you've been cut really deep if we're on 37 lands and this much protection. I mean, we got to get you past this. We got to get you past this, my friend. Wes, we got to get you into something a little more active. like none of the cards individually are that bad. It's just you're running so many in a deck that you probably want to draw more cards to replace these, or you want to just have a more aggressive strategy. Like we have an Enlightened Tutor. Yeah, you definitely need to draw more. I mean, this really does seem like a pretty rock paper scissors ass deck where you're trying to do a very specific thing and your table has learned that if you get to do it at all, you just do it way too much, and so you must be murdered. But Skull Clamp needs to be in here yesterday. I do understand we have Roaming Throne. Gold Knight Commander is a good pseudo win con. I would get rid of Baird though. Skull Clamp for Baird is the easiest pick of your life, because then you can just draw a lot more and draw probably what you need to actually play the game without being in fear all the time. Because this is like you have a fallout bunker here, and we got to get you away from the fallout bunker. So I would probably pick Reconnaissance, because I don't know what happened to you that convinced you that this was a useful card to have in your deck all the time. It is not. Same goes for Lapse of Certainty. Trouble in Pairs is also an auto include for every white deck almost. Yeah, any deck where you're playing against somebody that has blue in the color identity. So, Wes, I'm sorry that all that happened to you. We're going to move on to Zneifert's deck. We are going to read through chat for a moment. Crazy Moose, thank you for the $20 super chat. That is very, very generous, my friend. Just so you know, I love your content. I'm still learning the details of the game, but have found myself on the receiving end of your roast several times. The allegations were always true. I appreciate you owning up to it. I appreciate you owning up to it very much. Too many people will say, not mine. Mine's not like that. Thank you for the therapy session. I hope you enjoyed it, Wes. It will be delivered at some point in the next week or so. Okay, so cheating with math. Nethroy, the primer says, so what happens when an entire deck that's almost half creatures has a printed power of 34? You get this mistake, apparently. The hardest thing about reanimating every single creature in the deck at once is the fact they need to get into the graveyard first. He said modular Nethroy gets an exception, so I've been trying to make it happen since then. If you made modular Nethroy work, I am going to hold myself back from kissing you on the mouth, because that would be very inappropriate. But I will love you forever if you have made modular Nethroy actually function. 44 creatures. I see every Arcbound ever. Work is a strong word. We do not need to interact. We do have chump blockers. We have 0 ways to get these things into the graveyard. Okay, no tags. Let me see. Yes to edits. All right, so we'll move past all the Arcbounds. This is just modular stuff where when they die, like at ETBs with counters, when they die, you can move it to a different artifact creature, so you can stack them up like Legos, for anybody who is unfamiliar with them. Benevolent Hydra. Okay, counter doubler. Counter synergy. Trample, probably necessary. Lambhold, that's probably really funny when you reanimate. ETB counters. ETB counters. counter doubler, counter synergy, endurance. This has got to be... This is either recency bias from you decking yourself, or somebody hit you with the most like fucked up recursion combo and you said never ever again. Alright. Counter synergy. Counter synergy. So everything here is going to be 1-1 counter synergies, which I respect someone who commits to a bit even at the cost of having any good cards in the deck, because you've got probably 5 good creatures in this list of 44. We have a sack outlet. When you play Commander and the deck works, can like anybody see your cards under the D6s? Do you have like special tokens? Does the table break under all the dice you need to fart out onto this board? Like if anybody walks by and bumps it, do you just scoop? Because that's what I'm thinking is a very real possibility. If somebody walks by, hip checks the table, that's it for me, gang. That's it for me. Okay. I like Scourge of Skullavail. That's pretty cool. Protean Hulk? Why? Capital D, why would we put Protean Hulk in this beautiful homage to a terrible, terrible strategy? Why would we put just a generically good green card? That's a good board wipe. Drown in Filth is alright. Life from the Loam, Dredge good. Dark Blast, pretty good. Entomb, interesting. I'm wondering what... Does this guy come back from... No, so you need him in your hand. Inspiring Call. Yeah, that could work pretty well. Lux Artillery. That's pretty goddamn funny. You made a Sunburst card work? Because I believe this works. I definitely believe this works. Oh, right. Protean's doing... No, Protean does mana value, not power toughness. Yeah, Protean's doing total mana value 6 or less, put them on the battlefield, then shuffle. So if we were doing like eggs, if we were doing like a 0-drop creature strategy, it would be one thing. Alright, and then we have every 1-1 counter synergy in the goddamn world. Mill 2. Alright. Good job on the lands. Good job on the lands, I'll give you that much. Good job on the meme. And that's about the end of all I'm giving you. What I see here is a person that committed to the meme, got to the end of the meme, and then turned their brain off, said, no need, make meme good, run the deck. And we can make the meme good, but we need something different than this. The thing about this deck is it lives and dies on you having Scourge of the Skyclaves in your hand. It lives and dies on this man being in your hand and getting cast for kicker. Oh wait, no, hold on. I'm reading Nethry wrong. I am a fucking idiot. Hold on. I have misremembered the entire way this deck works. It is still entirely dependent on Scourge of the Skyclaves. Yeah, so you need him in the graveyard, not in your hand. You don't need to cast him to grave. You don't need to cast him with kicker. Same diff, except it lives and dies on this man being in your graveyard. And I see exactly one tutor and 1 dredge card and 1 self-mill card. Where was it? The Mending of Dominaria. In Abzan, you're telling me we don't have a way to mill ourselves, which is not true. Oh yeah, sorry, 2 dredge cards. So you can reanimate a lot even without him. You can't reanimate a lot of your really hot stuff like Vorinclex and all this other dog shit. A lot of your like synergies. You're going to be limited on reanimating the things that actually turn this into a game-winning board state. So let's talk about the things you need. And let's talk about you pondering your orbs. Because we need that whole deck to just get pushed into the fucking graveyard. We need the whole deck pushed in. And this is how you push everybody's whole deck in. Who up mesmerizing they orbs. And then there's a couple other things. I'll tell you what would be cute as hell. This is after we fix all the mill stuff. Fucking squirrels, bro. Think about squirrels. Think about squirrels and how funny it is when they chew people's eyeballs out. Think about that. That's all I'm saying. You're going to be putting 1,000,000 of these things in your graveyard. We're probably cutting from 44 to get there, but you're going to have 30 plus. And they're going to be in the graveyard. I think there's also... I'm trying to think if there is mill until you hit a certain power of creatures. Mortal Kombat would be funny. Mortal Kombat is a funny shout if you actually want to win the game. You definitely want Golgari Grave Troll. Since it's Dredge 6. Out of the Tombs. Yes, Out of the Tombs is great. This is another counter thing. You mill cards equal to Aeon counters. And you're gonna have... You would have to leave creatures behind. Grizzly Salvage is also incredible. And then there's another... Oh yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. Old Stick Fingers. Old Stick Fingers, dog. Free real estate. Free real estate, my man. For 40 cents. Like, we're not even... You're already dropping 400 bucks on this. We can probably drop a little more. It looks like you probably just proxied the land base, which, respect. Keep doing that. Keep Lux Artillery at any cost. Oh, you have Out of the Tombs already. Oh, sick. Good. I missed that. My bad. My bad. Go. So you have a couple ways. Yeah, you have more ways than I initially thought to do it, but we still need... Like, Mesmeric Orb is going to be good. Old Stick Fingers is going to be great. Because he's also going to grow... He's going to grow as a single power threat even before Nethroi is out. Because he just cares about how many cards are in there, and he doesn't care how good they are. Underrealm Lich is also really good. You get to look at 3 cards a turn, and you get to dump all of them into the graveyard. Like, these are all things where even if you mill them and you bring them back with Nethroi, it works better. And we're trading away. Like, you had $100 to spend at the deck store, and you spent $98 on the reanimate payoff, and you spent $2 on making sure the reanimate payoff happens. And I love that energy, and I would like for us to take maybe $8 away from the reanimate payoff and buy into making the reanimate happen, because I want so badly for this to happen. Old Rutstein could also go in there. I honestly don't know how I feel about this. I will say you probably want self-mill, and then you probably want aftermath analyst, because you're going to inevitably mill out your lands. And another thing we're really light on is you do not have any ramp other than Soul Ring. And if we want your ramp to work, we want it to work with this self-mill synergy. And so Aftermath Analyst, this is the like creature version of another Splendid Reclamation. Sinister Starfish is okay. I don't really like it. I don't think Surveil 1 is strong enough to replace an actual onboard payoff. I don't know if we want Fiend Artisan either, because we want Skyclaves in the graveyard. Oh yeah, World Shaper, Ramunap Excavator, and then Splendid Develop Dyslexia. All right, Splendid Reclamation, Angel of Suffering yesterday. Not even $2. A single fuck it, why not Chimley? We're not putting Chimil in here. Dakmor Salvage is good. But yeah, we have a million, like there are a million ways to... I love that you spent so much time on this list of every possible creature that could help this deck, and I would love it if you could put like a quarter of this list directly into the trash and put good cards in instead. Scourge Familiar is also okay. It's ramp that lets you discard dredge stuff. It's a little bit cute. Yes, I'm trying to put them all in the trash and bring it back at once. Yeah, and so we're building the conveyor belt to help you dump all these cards in the trash much more expeditiously. Because right now it looks like you're dumping them in the trash, for the most part, the old-fashioned way. And we don't want to do that. You're Golgari. You just want to right in. Cemetery Tampering is also possible. We're getting to the point where you probably don't want to add... Okay, I misspelled Cemetery. You probably don't want to add every single thing I've suggested, but you probably want to add like 5 to 10. Cemetery Tampering is probably a good one, though. We are going to, at this point, move on to the next deck. I love the energy, and I understand the illiteracy, and we can fix you, dog. We can fix that deck. Modular Nethroid can live. Will it be good? No, but it will be better than it currently is. Okay. Next up, we've got Bah. Some of my first FNM wins as a kid were with a blue-white Memnarch deck, and he's been a favorite ever since. When I returned to the game recently and discovered Commander, I realized I could play him again. I only get to play him in higher power or against a pod that has come to deserve it. You earn 1 point right there. The best win con is beating your enemies with their own cardboard, 2 points. However, we have several. With March of the Machines, we make a go-wide army as well as go land destruction. Given what you said about the pods, 3 points. Mindslaver Emery gives us repeatable turns and locks out the biggest threat. Scepter Reversal gives us an infinite mana combo, and we have an out with mech production if we get desperate. So we go into hell. with this deck. I drink your milkshake. 10 points. 10 points for the name. The police will be at your door momentarily. Presently, the police will be at your door. Caffeinated, thank you for the follow and thank you for the Prime sub. I will get back to you about that P.O. box. Dots just connected. Why do I see land destruction? Because some people deserve it. So 7 mana. Let's see, we're working with $500, 33 lands, and I already see Agent of Treachery, which is lovely. No need to rely on the commander to get us where we want to go, which is inside somebody else's home, drinking their smoothies. Apprentice Wizard. That's horrible. I did not realize blue had this level of mana dork, but that's fucked up. Well, let's see if you've got anything tagged. Dorks, okay. Metalworker. Yeah, that'll do it. Hey. That'll fucking do it. Me when a mono blue deck actually manages to ramp. This is horrifying. This deck smells sour. I can almost taste this shit right now. Alright, Blue Sun Zenith, that makes sense. Mystic Forge, gross. One with the Machine, gross. Rush of Knowledge, alright. Seagate, Vidalkin. So this is almost like a green deck. Because we've got such great dorks, and wow, we can't draw cards actually that well unless we find Vedalken Archmage. Indestructible artifacts. I mean, this feels like a trauma response. If you don't have, because you're not like opposed to counter spells. I've seen mono blue players that are like, I'm not one of those and I don't play counter spells, and they play shit like this to get around it. This seems like you play against somebody with a hexproof commander and you're just nah. Lightning Greaves, Stealth Suit. Yeah, so you've got haters. That's reasonable. Who wouldn't? Counterspell Psych Rift, Counterspell number 2. Forceful Denial. Gambit's funny. God bless you for finding room for Illusionist Gambit in this deck. Aether Spouts is really funny. I've been aetherized before, and this is so much more devastating than Aether Spouts. Hey, baby. Do you want to know my new favorite card?
No.
It's called Aether Spouts.
Okay.
So you know what aetherized does? You remember?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a blue card?
It's a blue card.
No?
Yeah, you remember. So Aether Spouts, 1 more mana. But instead of putting all attacking creatures back to hand, it puts them on the top of your library. What if?
That's so bad.
What if?
No. No.
Alright, and then we've got a 1,000,000 ramp. Doubling cube is... I mean, I guess when you're trying to go Memnarch, steal everything... Everflowing Chalice. I don't know how I'll let you cook. I do not know how I feel about these chalices when you aren't proliferating in blue. That's kind of cool. The prototype portal. I haven't seen that before. Sculpting Steel, so we're copying a bunch of our dipshit mana rocks. Agent of Treachery, Blatant Thievery, Oh, that's horrifying. Desertion. Hey, baby. Do you want to know my new second favorite card?
No.
It's
What are these people doing to you?
it's a counterspell that steals the creature.
Okay, I want that.
It's 5 mana, but it is counterspell, and then if it was an artifact or creature, you get the thing.
I like it.
All right.
That one I like.
Artificer class, Ethereum Sculptor, Forensic Gadgeteer, Foundry, Liquimetal. Yeah, more artifact goofing. Fabricate, War of Invention. I might have to take your blue card away. I'll be honest. You've got a good artifact theft deck here. I am woefully unconvinced of your ability to touch appropriate numbers of cards. You've got 6 cards labeled draw. Only one of them is a card draw engine. Mystic Forge is pretty hopeful. Pretty hopeful. In this deck, I think it'll work because you're on 37 artifacts. But this is, for you, that may as well be the same as a green player saying, like, oh, I can play lands off the top of my library. It's almost draw, but it's not all the way. Tezzeret might be good for draw. Yeah, Tezzeret is fucked up. Especially if you can't spell him.
Let's open my very first.
You...
My very first.
They didn't get anything good, you guys. So I would say Betrayer of Flesh, pretty hot, right? Does that actually... You would have to order the triggers weirdly to have the full cost reduction apply to the gain control thing. But Tezzeret Betrayer of Flesh would be awesome because you are almost always going to get an artifact card into the graveyard off of it, and then you are going to be able to get it back with Emery. The emblem turns him into a card draw engine, which you shouldn't base the whole thing on the emblem, but the +1 is good enough to include in the deck. I think Cruel Machinist is probably not good enough. You do probably want Artifice Master because you're likely going to have enough artifacts to draw 2 most of the time. Tezzeret the Seeker. Oh, holy hell, yeah. Tezzeret the Seeker is just almost every Tezzeret you can find you want in this deck. Master of the Bridge is really stupid. We're not in Dimir, so we can't dump Master of the Bridge in here. But this is like... This list feels to me like a blue player that hasn't had enough bad things happen to them yet, or is playing against people that refuse to improvise, adapt, and run meaningful interaction for your fucked up debauchery. Because Blue Sun Zenith, if you're farting mana, sure. But One with the Machine, Rush of Knowledge, and Seagate... Well, not Seagate, but One with the Machine and Rush of Knowledge scream like, I cast this because I've stuck Memnarch, and I've been allowed to keep Memnarch, even though I only have 4 counterspells in the deck. Which is a bold claim. 5 ways to protect my commander... But Memnarch's going to live, and I'm going to untap and then draw 7 for him. Let's do some Googling. Let's fix you. This is a hopeful deck. And I think you have too much hope. Do not listen to these people. Do not listen to these people. Do not listen to these people. I don't know if I would listen to any of these people. Every blue player's dream is getting to untap with 7 mana and their commander. Alright, you guys, never listen to Reddit. Never listen to Reddit for advice. I mean, Sensei's top is pretty whatever since you're not manipulating. Memory Jar would be funny. If you're going high power, it is will give you a pass on the One Ring. That's why we cast it 9 mana. Exactly. Yes. 33 lands. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for 9 mana and then do it. I don't think Skull Clamp works. I don't think Sword of Ice and Fire works. Anvil of Bogardon is kind of funny. It's definitely a little group huggy. It's definitely a little bit group huggy for the things you are trying to do, and especially at higher power. Higher power won't be that good. I would Palantir of Orthanc. Palantir of Orthanc should go in damn near every deck, and people do not respect its game. How much is... Well, it's $12, so you may need to proxy its game. Oh, and then, yeah, there's also the classic Mystic Study and Remora. It depends on how much Ba wants to not be like other blue players. Console of Innovation is in here. I'm sorry, is it not pronounced Orthonac? I mean, why wouldn't it be Orthanc? Let's look it up. You had Rhystic Study and felt dirty when your out is doubling cube Alpheto Alchemist, non-deterministic near infinite mana, steal everything. What in God's name are we talking about? Rhystic Study made you feel dirty. We're up in the mud, brother. We're in the mono blue swamps. And you, like, we can't be shameful. We can only resolve game actions. You should. A man needs to have a code. What's your code? Play blue badly? Is that the code? You gotta draw some cards. You gotta draw some goddamn cards, and I don't care how we get there. But you want to show me a mono blue deck? You're drawing some. You are coming out of this roast, touching some cardboard. Playing blue bad is honorable, I must say. Or at least, I mean, like, Palantir of Orthanc is the most you don't need to feel dirty, but is an excellent and a very useful card draw spell. Like, so if nothing else, Palantir goes in here. There's another side that's like tap to... Oh, no. It's this. Shimmer Dragon. This is... You're not making a lot of artifact tokens, so it's not actually the craziest thing in the world, but it is at least repeatable card draw. And you need repeatable card draw so bad. Thunderbear Gaming, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hey Mald, I'm a big fan and wanted to let you be my first and only super chat. I love your content and plan to add my deck to the roast. Well, thank you so much, Thunderbear. I appreciate that generosity. Ancient Silver Dragon, that would be funny. It would be... Ancient Silver Dragon is kind of like Seagate Restoration in the sense where we need stuff that can get you to all the lands and mana rocks to play this type of shit. Like, we need lower to the ground card draw engines. For anybody that does want their deck to be roasted, it is a Patreon redeem that you can pull up by doing !roast on the Twitch stream. Psi Master Thopterus. That sounds like the one I was... Sack 2 artifacts. Honestly, well, the tokens actually make this work. I would put Psi Master Thopterus in as another one of your... like, low to the ground cards. Because for real, we got to get you touching some cards. You are living in... I understand the allure of Magical Christmas Land, but you are definitely in Magical Christmas Land if you are pulling this off repeatedly. Like, I firmly believe in your ability to go off once with this deck, and I have incredible doubts about your ability to rebuild just because your card draw is so weak. Thopter Spy Network, let's look at that. Yeah, this would work. I think this would be pretty good too. Make a lot of Thopters. Also kind of works up for mechanized production. Will Edgelord, thank you very much for the 300-bit cheer. Hot question, what do you think is the best commander for a treasure deck? I will circle back to that in a little bit. Padim for protection. They have Padim already. They have Padim. So yeah, like I think you've made... Well, first, I very much appreciate that you made the personal call of this is for people that have wronged me, because certainly this is for people that have wronged you. I like that you have committed to the theme and you left out the mono blue staples. If you're not going to put those in, please God, put some type of card draw engine in, because you are on track to draw cards on curve, and you will be brought up in a military court and be dishonorably discharged from your games. I've only played it 3 times. It's 3-0. I believe it when people don't know what's coming. I think currently you are benefiting a little bit from catching people with their pants around their ankles, because they are not prepared for how quickly Memnarch can just snatch up everything at the table. Pocket sand. Pocket sand, but you are throwing the pocket sand into your mouth. I think it can be improved with some more reliable card draw, and it will get even bluer, which is always a good thing. Teferi's Ageless for double card draw. I wouldn't say Teferi's Ageless, because Teferi isn't... That's doubling everything outside your draw step, and right now we're trying to get our brother in cardboard to draw anything outside their draw step. Oh yeah, Thoughtcast. Draft All-Star Thoughtcast, because you can probably cast this for very little. Forensic Gadgeteer is in here. Don't play Teferi Planeswalkers. A man's got to have a code. Man's got to have a code. Don't play Teferi Planeswalkers. Maximum, we did go over a lot of the Tezzerets. We are going to move on to Don't Fear the Hero. I believe they might have... Hold on. Oh, we may have already reviewed their submission for the month. Hold on. We did look at this already. Okay. So it's going to be Stealth Archers, Dual Side Commander, Snow Battlecruiser Battlecruiser and combo don't belong in the same sentence. Let's open up there. If you tell me I'm a Battlecruiser combo deck, Danny, I almost pulled yours up on stream. We fixed this man. Also, hi Danny, good to see you. We fixed this man's Frank Horrigan deck earlier. To see Skyrat. You submitted it on Monday. You're in the list. I'm going to email you after this stream. So you're caught. I haven't scheduled you yet, but you will be roasted. Okay. So let's return to Stealth Archer. Yes, fuck you. My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards. Have at it. Deck is player dependent on how hard you want to go. 6-ish interaction zombies, 8-ish fishing for combos. So immediately I take issue with this. Immediately I take issue with any deck where you say, well, you change the power level by playing it differently and not by taking cards out. Because one of the most feels bad things in this entire game is if people know you could be doing a thing that would win and you do not do that thing in favor of doing something. Like, I've had so many people who, from a genuine place of thinking it's more fun, will say, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something that'll keep the game going. And that's not better. It's not better. I understand it is not mean-spirited. It feels rude every time. It feels like you are calling us little 4-year-olds, and you're like, well, I could knock the candy out of your hand, but that would be rude, and I would never do that, when I thought we were in Mortal Kombat. So I'm going to say whatever this deck is, it is the stronger version. And I understand you believe yourself to be merciful by playing a weaker version. The only way to do it is to identify 5 to 15 cards that you can swap out quickly and play it that way. But Mauled, Human Misery is objectively entertaining. That's true, but it's horrible from a perspective of actually wanting to play Commander. Like, it's one of those things that always sounds better than it is. Saying you're going to play with your food, saying, oh, I'm going to prolong your suffering. It's really good in a monologue, and it falls super flat when there's 4 people actually sitting around the table, unless you have a very specific rapport that allows you to go, I'm giving you all 1 turn. Chop, chop. If you can do that, and your table is down to, like, arch enemy you, but the rest of the time, if everyone knows, like, oh, I could win, but instead of doing the thing that could win, I'm going to do this generic value thing to keep the game going, fuck out of here with it. Fuck out of here with it. So now that we have corrected that thought process, let's look at it. So we've got a mommy, tree mommy, parent, no, mommy, no, no, maybe, mommy, daddy, no, 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 mommy, mommy. Okay, so we're really good on the mommy count, and that's a very important metric for decks that have green-blue in them in general, because I really don't like Simic. I generally don't like Sultai except for Gonti and New Mothman, and so having a high mommy count is going to do a lot to bring this deck up to par. And it does look like you have a lot of card draw. It looks like you have a pretty responsible amount of card draw, so I'm a fan of that. So Fight Spell, I like that. Board wipe. Oh boy, these board wipes. That might be the... Oh, let's see if you got it tagged. That's my fault. 38 lands is responsible. Combo. Helix Pinnacle. Lithoform Engine, which is not... There we go. So copy triggers. Snow or not snow? Oh, I might be too stupid to figure this one out, you guys. I mean, I guess I understand lithoform, like letting you double up how much you pay into Helix Pinnacle because you're doubling the activated ability. I'm not certain what Thermal Flux is doing unless there's like a turning these snow to untap them to get to Helix Pinnacle. Glacial Revelation is really interesting to label as a draw spell, but you had some others, so I'm inclined to forgive this. Red and 7's just a good card. Sunstone. This is a trauma response. This is the first one I've seen out of this deck. Sack a snowland for fog instead of a fog. Maybe they play against discard. They're like, oh, instead of a 1-mana fog, I will simply sack one of my lands, shooting myself in the dick to make sure I don't take combat damage for a turn. Oh, Pemin's Aura. Oh, is that in the deck? Because Pemin's basically gets you there with fucking everything. Binding of the Old Gods. That's pretty fair interaction, honestly. Every time Binding of the Old Gods destroys something that matters to me, I get mad as shit, mainly because I know I had it coming. Oh, it's above ramp. Okay. Yeah, so this is where the spirit took you. This is, I would say, the single most frustrating card in the deck. Because let's see, where's the dork that would be paying this off for you? Okay, so it's Frost, Rime Tender, Sculptor of Winter. So Pemin's Aura pisses me off because you aren't committing to comboing with it, right? You've depowered the deck by not tutoring around Pemin's Aura. You don't have all of the most aggressive card draw to get to Pemin's Aura quickly. You don't have other things that can combo off with Pemin's Aura. And so what you have built is a deck that is cool snow stuff. Oh, and sometimes super bullshit. And I understand that you have taken it upon yourself to say, well, I'm going to play it, I can play it differently. But what that means is if you draw Pemin's Aura, you're just like spending the game pretending that you don't have it, which is the most feels bad shit in the entire world. And this deck could legitimately do exactly what you want if all you did was not play Pemin's Aura. That's all you have to do. Like, you can still have Helix Pinnacle as a non-combo win, but right now you have a very limp noodle combo, and I either need you fully erect or out of the room. Like, that's how, the more I play this game, the more I'm learning that, like, you can't try to attempting to take powerful combos and neutering them to make them fair. Not the way to do it. You just gotta make it powerful, or just not combo off with it. And you can still have a dedicated non-combat win con, because like Glittering Frost and Rime Tender still work with Jorn, right? They just don't snap win the game. And if you want it to be low end, you literally have to drop one card from the deck and everything else works. So more combo. So you're putting Ice Counter on to untap other things. Gotcha. Merit Lage's Slumber. I like this. That's hot. I love me Merit Lage. Fucking Avatar these fools. They deserve it. This is decent interaction. A snow land card. Yeah, like this is thematic and you're making it work. And I generally like it. Like you've got card draw. Well, actually, do I generally like it? Do you have... I'll tell you what you need right now. I'll tell you what you need right now. I would switch up this land base a little bit. And I would do Field of the Dead. Yeah, I would do Field of the Dead so that you can have a combat out. Because right now it looks like you... Oh, you have it. I'm so dumb. I was looking at Snow versus Untagged. You're good, King. Hey, you got it. You're there. You're there. Immediate recommendation is fucking cut Pemin's Aura. And I'll tell you what you're putting in instead of Pemin's Aura. I can't spell. Boom. Funny. If you have 1,000,000 mana, you probably find an out. It upsets people because they brought cards that are too good, and that's their fault. So I would drop Pemin's Aura for this, and you got a perfect deck. Or Outrageous Rob. I mean, we don't want to go too hard into Theft. We want one card to fix the Pemin's Aura thing. And then, like, so I would... And then if you really want to do a Pemin's Aura combo deck, I would just make a different version of this deck that is, like, true, honest to God, I'm going to combo off. Because this deck tells people, I'm just going to give you the tip. And then if you think the table's soft enough, you don't go all the way in. And I need you to go all the way or none of the way. But I do like that you went with Snow. I do like that you're making Helix Pinnacle work. And that you do have a backup in case your funny thing doesn't work. Vaderbot, that's a sorcery though. Are we saving our mana somehow? So they have a ton of stuff where... they can just untap their lands. And so we don't have land mana saving, but we have a ton of lands in the deck, and eventually we can get a little bit extra. Or they can just play Life from the Loam over and over, and this can just be a late game, like X doesn't have to equal 20. X can just equal 5 to 10. Ethan, so it's not a like YouTube super chat, it is a Patreon redeem to get your deck roasted. So yes, you do have to pay me, and I'm sorry about it, and also not sorry because I need currency for goods and services. Britt, if you're around, it's your time. It is finally Weird Little Guy's time. Have you ever wanted to play 2008's Spore in Magic the Gathering? Do you love the board game Evolution? Well, this deck is for you. This is an Evolution-themed deck with lots of other +1/+1 counter supports and payoffs. Our guys start small, but they don't stay that way for long. It's a tough world out there, and only the donkiest creatures will survive. Edits mine. If you're wondering why this deck isn't running a bunch of really broken +1/+1 Simic cards, it's because they didn't fit the theme enough, so I didn't include them. Round of applause immediately. Although you're not telling the truth, the deck is $150, so I'm guessing you didn't include them because you're broke like the rest of us. But respect to that as well. So Voral, let's see. I will always respect dumping a powerful card over theme. It's mostly like, if you're going for power, go for power. If you're going for power, go for theme. Don't say you're going for theme and then disregard your theme later for a really good card. So double the number of each kind of counter. You better have... I see 8 artifacts. One of them better be the Millennium Calendar. One of these artifacts better be the Millennium Calendar. I'm telling you right now. 36 lands is reasonable. Beast Whisperer. Benthic. Okay, card draw. Government Employee. Proliferate. That keeps you on. Oh, turn tags on. Habitat. IDK man. Simic Ascendancy. Swiftfoot Boots. Listen, Simic gets everybody eventually. Every once in a while you're like, fuck it, I guess I'll play Simic Ascendancy and I'll proliferate into Simic Ascendancy. Got 9 ramp spells. Yeah, Chalice works here. Ooh, Gyre Sage is fucked up. Incubation Druid also very good here. Simic and Signet and Talisman both make sense. Weird little guys! Exclamation point. Cloudfin Raptor, Flying Evolve, Elusive Crassus, Experiment 1, Terramander. Oh, this guy's horrible. So much respect for keeping. Is there nothing else with Evolve? Did you run out every creature, or is he just? Do you just like him because he's weird? Patena, he's good? No. No. Scute Mob. Sure. Shamble Shark. Tyrannid Prime is great. Watchful Radstag. Oh my god. That's pretty hot. Branching, Deep Glow. I like Invigorating Surge. I like Visions. I do want to know why, if we... Is it... I'm thinking in my head of why are we allowing Branching Evolution and we're not allowing Hardened Scales? Is it just that is the reasoning that Branching Evolution has weird little guys on the art money, or is it the broken bitch? It says Evolve in the name. Oh, Hardened Scales is in. Oh, it's Here Comes Trouble. Fantastic job on these tags. Where is... Oh, I guess because it's not literally twice. Got it. This enchantment is fucked. Oh, on target creature and op controls. That makes sense. This art is hilarious. I want to look at that art. What the fuck is happening? Why does a frog know the Kamehameha? This is undisputably weird. Improbably little. Potentially a guy. Ginyu? Yeah, corporate would love for us to find the difference. Corporate would love for us to find the difference between these two weird little guys. And I don't think we can. Oh, he swaps bodies with a frog. That's even better. Oh my god, it is him. He is risen. He is so risen. Where's other See, this is how I know. Let's do a price check real quick. Is the theme me when currency exists? Because I'm down with that theme. But I see one Vorinclex in here that doesn't touch counters, and I don't see the Vorinclex in here that touches counters. You don't like the other as much? I like Flip Vorinclex. It's good. Thrummingbird's good. Oh, he's the Grand Evolution. That is heard, felt, seen, adopted. Lambolt's good. Crawler is good. Gnarlid Colony is good. God, I love looking through the deck list of someone who has never played against his stacks. Someone who has never known the pain of a Solemnity. I hope you get to live this life for a long, long time, Britt. Vorinclex is a weird, very, very big guy. Yeah, Greater Good is sick. You sweet summer child with a Lifecrafter's Bestiary. Oh, you sweet, sweet child. Blonus makes a lot of sense here. These guild mages make a lot of sense here. Alright. So we're on a very reasonable number of lands. We're on a pretty reasonable... We're on a pretty based number of objectively bad cards to play because they're weird little guys. Except for Scute Mobs. That thing is totally fucking fucked up and bad. Scute Swarm makes it look fair by comparison. But it is fucked up and bad, and I won't ever forgive you. Quite frankly. I would say Beast Whisperer, you get a pass for the theme because it has a guy in here. It has a weird little guy next to Mommy. I do because it's Simic. Because it's Simic and my... Oh my god, this is some... My interaction is also flavored. I'll give you a pass for breaking for counterspell. Mostly. Alright, Evolution Charm. Yeah, that's pretty good. Azuri's Predation. Oh, this card is fucked up, yeah. If you get there, you deserve it, but it's fucked up. I like Mutational Advantage. Saved me in the Fallout Precon game with Decked Out. I like Repulsive Mutation. These are all... Yeah, okay, I'll give you Thematic for the rest of these. And because I am a dirty, dirty blue player, I will give you a pass on breaking theme for a counterspell. It has counter in the name. That's true. That's so true. Counterspell does have counter in the name. I don't know if Void Slime... It's got Ooze, which is kind of related to being... Like, that's a weird little guy getting eaten by the Ooze. Essence Capture is 1/1 counters, but it is creature spells only. So if you wanted a weaker version... But again, you have counter in the name. Overall, I would say just great naive time. This is a deck built with love in a world that still has love in it. This is a deck that has never had to play against the Memnarch list that we saw a little bit earlier. A deck that has never had to play against land destruction. I also feel like you should put Goose Mother in. Like, this is a weird little guy. you can't argue that this is a weird little guy. Like, come on. This deck has never had to face the fury of male pregnancy. And we need decks like that. Every once in a while we need somebody pure of heart and smooth of brain to remind us that Commander is fun, and it has not always been possessed by cyclonic rifts and infinite combos and demonic tutors. Sovereign, I'm going to go back for your super chat right now. Oh, Lord. I try not to interrupt looking at donation stuff while I'm in the middle of a deck stream. Or while I'm in the middle of going over a deck, so I apologize for that. I will find it post-haste, though. Where it at? Where it at? Sovereign, chat won't let me scroll back fast enough. Please let me know what you asked. I am sorry about missing that, but I appreciate you sending a super chat very much, my friend. We're going to move on to the next deck, but before I'm going to answer some of the other questions that came out, which is, do we have a timeline on the Fallout set review? That's happening next Wednesday on May 1st. It's starting at 5 p.m. I expect it to be a generally longer stream because we're going to be going over the whole set. We're going to be going over a can they get it tier list. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that we cover next Wednesday. It's going to start at 5 p.m. PST. I'll be putting out some like social media posts about it as well. And then how do you get your deck roasted? The way to get a deck roasted is by signing up for my Patreon. It's a $25 tier redeem. I try to send out emails weekly or more than once a week. And we are almost done with the roast for this month. I think we have one more day, and that's going to take care of everybody who signed up for this month. And then I'm going to drop a sign-up sheet for May, and that's how we're going to do the next ones. So for now, let's see if Nelvana's here. Because if they are able to not miss it, oh, hell yes, you're here. We're going to move on to your deck now. Koski, yes, I am sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. I have a discount code MALD that will help me very much to not get fired if you all use it. And if you are already getting a better discount, to my knowledge, using the code still helps. Because my deal is not an affiliate deal. I don't get paid per purchase. They pay me a set amount per month, and the amount that my code gets used is one of the metrics they track for the value of having me promote them. And so if you are already getting a better discount and you plug the code in anyway just to do it, that still helps me. I am not getting, so I have no idea how much money actually moves through the code. I am not getting paid for I'm, implicitly getting paid for the usage of the code. But it's not like sliding, a cool $5 straight into my pocket. So I can ship code Jim and Mald together. I have no idea. I don't know how that works. I did get to meet Jim Davis in Dallas, though. Great fucking guy. Siren, thank you for the 4 months in a row at Tier 1, my friend. Hey, Mald, starting new roasts while we're still waiting for more clips from the first set. Are more of those coming out? The first set of roasts should be getting cut up this weekend. Life has just been pretty fucked up, but I will be delivering them prior to May. And Frezzo TV, TTV, thank you for the Tier 1 sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. Alright, so finally, Nelvana. Good day, Sire Maldhound. This deck is my child. It was a gift from a close friend. That's not gonna prevent me from calling you horrible. And one that I have slowly helped bloom into a beautiful shit-posting flower. It's a big promise. Unlike my friends Troper and Shoota, Jesus, you're one of them. Okay. I'm gonna reset myself mentally, knowing the friend group that I am working with. You will find this Temur deck has 36 lands. Its game plan is to ramp quickly, spell sling, and smack. Oh, and to show all my opponents half of what my next turn will be with foretell and other exile shenanigans. This serves to both intimidate my opponents and make them extra unhappy when I skull bleep them with whatever abomination of a board state I happen to have at the moment. The next major revision to this deck will be when Crimes release, because that would be even funnier. Post note, I added Ansrag because I was one card short. Swapped a Flaming Tyrannosaurus with an Eric's Methes because it's funnier. From that description, I feel like I would have thought Calamax. But the exile I'm not so sure. Oh, 13th Doctor. Oh, Jesus. We are just casting a lot of spells for less than we should be casting them for. Ansrag, fuck you. This is the most, by the way, fuck you card I have ever seen. Which, okay, $100, you deserve one of those. But this is the only one you get. Okay, Eric's Methes. I'm not... I'm not sure how this qualifies as funnier. Me when I get a 12/12 for free? Me when I fuck, like, my bad. Me when I play a ramp spell that turns into a 12/12 in Simic? How are we gonna get there? How on earth are we gonna get there? Give me back the T-Rex. Okay, Bill Potts, so fork, terrifying. Oh, let's tags. No tags. Beanstalk Worm. Makes sense. Faldorn, really do anything to exile, huh? The arena players got to you. The fucking you let the MTG arena brawl players into your fucking brain when you put this card in the deck. I swear to God. How many things trigger this? How many things even trigger this? We're going to order by mana value. One, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. 6 in the deck. What are we talking about? What in the hell are we talking about? This fucking imitation of everything that is fun about exile decks. Put Chimel in, or Chimley, whatever the chimney card is. You wanna be casting from exile? Put the goddamn artifact in. God damn it, it was Chimel. God damn it. Put this thing in. And yes, this is a trauma response. Yes, I hate Emoti. Yes, I keep losing to it. I hate this card. I hate this card so much. Or you know what? Yeah, Mushi's got it right. Instead of... I'm not even going to attempt to spell this guy's name. Put this guy. You want a monologue? You want to show off what you're going to do to people and dangle in front of them that resistance is meaningless. They are being rescued from being alive. Flip. Put him in. Because then you can plot. And then they can actually see it coming. Because foretell is fake. It's fake shit when it comes to trying to stunt on people with what you're going to do to them. Foretell is not actually gloating because they can't see what it is. They can't know in their heart of hearts that they have no response or that they do have a response and they're going to be forced to use it before they want to. But plot? Plot's good. Plot they got to look at it the whole time. This is yet another just fuck you. Your primer says foretell. I'm about to copy paste your shit at you. I'm copy pasting your junk at you right now. I was high. Real. I see your game. That's fair. Drop emoji anyway. Drop emoji anyway, because both from a me perspective, I hate the card. From a gameplay perspective, you have like no way to. You have 6 ways to trigger this in the deck. You will have a much better time fibble thipping, because it's gonna guarantee you. It's going to guarantee you these big Spellslinger turns and guarantee that they're from exile. $99 though, does he fit? And he's 50 cents. One of those, oh god, this was sideboard? Oh my lord. Okay, me the Immortal. Everything has flashback. Fugitive Doctor. More stuff has flashback. Okay, demonstrate with exile. Oh, is this? Oh yeah, this is anywhere other than your hand. So a lot of flashback does make sense here. Come on, man. Come on. What are we cascading for? We have so much we can do here that we can't be cascading just to cascade. We can't be doing that shit. Even at $100. Even at $100, what the hell? Unless you have a 2-drop Carpet of Flowers, eaten by if you cascade into goddamn no. I'm gonna fix you right now. You want to be funny? Share the spoils. You want to get your artifact synergies? Share the spoils. You want to touch? It's a little expensive for your deck. I'll give you that much. But it's $2. And you will cast a million things from exile. And you will steal. And you will take things. It's communal good. Sprite Dragon makes sense to me. Sisterhood of Karn makes sense to me. Tuya Bear Claw. Hold on, everyone. I don't know if you get a mommy pass for this one. I don't know. And it's not good. This is definitely a jokester card. And I'm not sure if we can give it the mommy pass. Uro's fine. Very good. $15. 15% of the deck's budget in just Uro in growth spiral on a body. Commander gets big, thought it made sense. It does So it doesn't make no sense. There are simply things that will benefit from your commander being big much more than this, and it does not appear to be particularly on theme for any other reason. So if your defensive to your bear claw is I like bears, I think they're cute, or I just like the art, 100% real and good with me. If it is I want to benefit from my commander being big, there's just other better stuff you can do that is still in theme and that is still in budget. So that is where the criticism of that comes from. Ansrag is had it lying around, thought it was an improvement. That's true. If you just have it and you don't want to buy any cards for this, that makes sense. But there's definitely... But this shit, under $1. Under $1, check me out. I don't have this in my Prosper deck yet, but it's going in there. And it's just boom. Everything I'm doing, hey, now it works with Paradox. It's all like you do run the risk of exiling stuff you can't play. So you do need to be shitting a whole lot of mana. But what this also does is this allows you to gloat even harder because exile is a public zone. And so they can, this is more of I'm playing with my hand open. You're not going to be able to stop me. Fuck you. That man fears no Drannith Magistrate. Listen, if it's Drannith Magistrate, it's just, there's no more game. We're in the parking lot, okay? Dade, thank you for the 10-bit cheer. Welcome to the dog home, or dog heaven, my friend. The Foretold Soldier, sure. Repeatable, makes sense. Paradox makes sense. I'm going to look at your instants and sorceries to see if this makes, to see if Bill Potts makes any type of goddamn sense. Ponder, Preordain, Ramp, some Exile. Oh, Bill Potts counts for 13th. Ah, so it forks. Well, I don't think it does. I need a doctor or a lawyer or a rocket doctor in here because I don't believe this is an activated ability, and Bill Potts is saying when you activate an ability. 13th is a triggered ability, as best I can tell, and it does not look like Bill Potts is copying triggered abilities. It doesn't say... Hey, Nell, it happens. We've had, you are, I think, not the first, second, or even third person that has a card in their deck that they think is the hottest tech in the world, and it is actually, oh, fuck, that's not how that works. So, cut Bill. Cut Bill yesterday. Walking Ballista? Get the fuck out of here with that suggestion. Roaming Throne would counterpoint to see Skyrat. Roaming Throne is pretty expensive, and this deck appears to be assembled with the inside of a Wendy's dumpster for most of the cards. And Roaming Throne is not on theme for anything. Roaming Throne is just the most like, hey, we're doing whatever. And a lot of this deck does appear to be theme. So I would drop Bill Potts. For, personally, I would do Wild Wasteland. Another... Oh, you don't have... No, here, I'm going to show you. This is... I mean, this is a Troper special. But Dance with Calamity, my friend. This goes in every exile deck. You drop Dance with Calamity, and it's a funny time. Yeah, Dance with Calamity, my beloved. You need this energy up in here. Because then you play Blackjack, and you never stop hitting under 10. Okay, extra turn spell. So fucked up. So fucked up. I do like that there's a couple things in here that are just like, fuck it, I'm gonna hit someone. We have so much so much theme. And then we also have Eric's Methus, which is fuck it, I'm gonna hit someone. Trumocratus, fuck it, I'm gonna hit someone. And Stormkeld Vanguard, which maybe you're doing it for the adventure interaction, but this also looks like fuck it, I'm gonna hit someone. I mean, where's... I want to know where my goat's at. If you want to hit someone, I want to know where my goat's at. You got... Oh, you only have 7 instants. Okay. No, that makes sense. I thought I was misreading the sorceries as instants. Never mind. This guy is still my goat. Probably not for this deck. Hazardous Blast deals 1... Oh, creatures can't block. That's true. That's funny. Dude, don't let people block. Search for Tomorrow. So that's just more mill. And then we're looking for Flashback. Temur Battle Rage is great here. Surge is a great... Yeah, you want more... Yeah, you definitely want Fibblethip. You almost want... Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you about Chris Pine. One of the Chris's of all time that they keep in a vault in Hollywood for when they need to drop a new movie. But Chris Pine is going to be way too fucking expensive. But if you own a printer, I would play Is It Jesus? And I would absolutely slot him in both for the goad and to just keep doing. Because you have a couple things that really like big turns. And it's very fun to take really big turns. Sonic Screwdriver. Cool, cool, cool. River Songs. That's funny. That's really funny in this deck. Interesting. I don't know if you have enough legendaries to... Oh, I'm immediately a liar. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Confession Dial, good. Lila, Undefeated Slickshot. I don't think there's enough multicolor. Most of them are monocolor. We have 1 multicolor in the instance. We have 2, 3. Yeah, we've got 3. Generally, rule of thumb, you want to have a synergy in your deck that is not based around your command zone. You got to have like 20 cards in there. So enchantments, me when I ran... Alright, again, trauma response. You play against a blue player. I hope it works. Eaten by Piranhas, Heaven Sent. 1 damage to each opponent. What the hell is going on here? Oh, it came with a precon, you just kept it? Exile the top card. Furious Rise. I would get Doc Arlock. I would drop Become the Pilot instantly. This looks like another thing that came with the precon. Hit the Motherlode would be good. God damn it. Doc Arlock beats in this fucking deck though, because you have a bunch of flashback and you have a bunch of foretell and you have a bunch of exile top on the list. God bless. And then hit the Motherlode. Yeah, the tapped treasures could help a lot. You know, you could also, I can't remember her whole name. Aerith. Tormented. Okay. So this is another card like Wild Wasteland where it really depends on your ability to get the mana base up. But I have been hit by an Aerith deck once, and it was one of the most horrifying experiences of my life because every time I thought the turn was over, the turn was not in fact over. And so if you have if you've got a good villain monologue, if you've got your backing music set up, I would get Aerith. She's also like 20 cents. She doesn't cost a goddamn thing. I think Expedited Inheritance could also work. Particularly like, yeah, you want to make people not want to block you. Because you're gonna make punch with Ryan Sinclair and with maybe with 13th Doctor. And if people are gonna kill them, I only have Curb Your Enthusiasm and the lead pipe dropping sound. Lead pipe sound works. Lead pipe sound works for this. Bigger on the inside works. No monologue, only giggling. That's fine. It's got to get higher and higher pitched as you do it. Oh, we did edit the mana base. Okay. Yeah, Rogue's Passage is good. Expedited Inheritance, multi-format Prosper All-Star. I actually don't have it in my Prosper because I don't swing enough to have creatures taking damage. So I would say good job not succumbing to the pull of staples. I can see where you have succumbed to the fuck it, it's in a box here. And then I mean Uro's good card. I think you can juice this up with a few of the things that we suggested and it'll still be on your theme. I would say Aerith and Wild Wasteland is probably better than Aerith. If you want to be funnier, you do Stolen Strategy. Because then you get 3 exiled cards. I love stealing, I love taking things, I love having my mana fixed. What's bonus round? That's pretty silly. I don't know if we're copying too hard, but if you like the funny, Stolen Strategy is fucked up. Share the Spoils is silly. Share the Spoils is like the fair version of Stolen Strategy, but Stolen Strategy is a great goddamn time. This guy's also good. The downside of this guy is that it's only casting one thing, but it is also theft. And so it depends on how much you want to steal and how much you just want to stick in this, like, we out here exiling all our shit, get ready. I love all the comments of, oh shit, bonus round is crazy. But yeah, good job. I mean, good job. I like it. I can see where you got sleepy. You know, you got a little bit sleepy. You were like, fuck it, it's Cascade. You know? You're just an eepy little person, and you're like, fuck it, Eric's Methies is funny. Fuck it, Stormkeld. I would keep the lands here. Unless you could swap carpet. Unless you are playing against a lot of these dirty blue players. And then Heaven Sent can definitely go. I know you said that was just left over in the pre-con. Furious Rise. Yeah, good job having enough pans to cook with. You are the only member of Troper's friend group that has earned that high honor of you have the cards to actually do the funny thing your deck is dedicated to. That is going to be it for today. Thank you to all of my patrons who financially support me and purchase these deck roasts. I hope that you enjoyed them. And I hope that you enjoyed the Patreon video I posted last night. I appreciate you guys so much, and I appreciate everyone that has watched, followed, and subscribed. I'll be live again tomorrow night at 6 p.m. playing League of Legends, and we'll be live again Friday at 5 p.m. roasting more decks before I head to my first ever RCQ this Saturday down in Oregon. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good night, and remember to stay